Hello everybody and welcome back to Two Wheel Talk. Today we are a guest at the Kawasaki 2023 show. It's kind of a motor show event that Kawasaki organizes all through Europe. Every weekend they choose like another Kawasaki dealership and they display their new models, and they let their customers and other riders take a little test drive. Today we had the opportunity to take out this beautiful W800 for a test ride, and I will talk about my first impressions and experiences with this bike. So let's get straight into it. Okay, let's start off with this. I think that this bike looks magnificent. I think it's one of the best looking retro bikes that is on the market today. This bike was produced by Kawasaki as a little bit of a shout out or a throwback to the W series that they produced in the 60s and 70s. And I think that they really nailed the design. Some things that immediately stand out when you take a first look at the bike is the huge headlight in the front, which has a very nice design. Now we have the analog gauges right here. Of course, the chrome fenders and accessories, which look absolutely stunning. And last but not least, we have the peashooter exhaust. In my opinion, it looks and it sounds amazing. The first time I heard it, the first time I ignited the bike, I was actually kind of amazed by the sound. So let's take a listen to it. It's good, right? So yeah, I like it. Okay, some first impressions while riding this bike. I have to say it shifts really smooth. It's very comfortable actually to drive it, and also the handling is very great. We have been driving this bike for about a half hour now, and we drove it on some twisty roads, and actually the handling was awesome. I have to say that it feels really comfortable, and yeah, it's really a pleasure to drive. Also the sound is really great when you're on the bike. The next thing is the cushion. The cushion is really comfortable. I have to say it's really soft, but it gives the needed support. And I think that it's big enough for two people to sit there very comfortably. So when you want to drive with somebody in the back, that it's actually very suited as well to take some long rides. Well, some things I have noticed on the bike here is the fact that the shifter is quite close to the bike. So when I try to downshift, I like hit my foot against something, and it's quite hard to get it in there. Now, some things I've also noticed that might give certain people a headache is the fact that there is no wind protection. Like right now we're doing 60 kph and it's okay, but I've driven it on the highway 10 minutes ago, and then it was pretty windy. I was taking a lot of wind on the chest. The legs were fine, but the chest was catching a lot of wind. So that is something that you might want to bear in mind. Next to that, for beginner riders, this might be an important one, is the fact that there is no gear or fuel indicator. So I just know from my own experience that when I started riding that I preferred to see the gear that I was in and to see how much fuel I had. So that might be an important one for the beginner riders. Talking about the tank, it's not huge, I have to say. It's gonna take you up to maybe 200 kilometers. So that's not too far. So if you want to like make long rides or consider the Tour, that might be something you want to know. Next to that, there's also some vibration on the bike. Of course, it's a retro bike, and it's designed maybe to do that. And in the mid and high revs, the mirrors tend to blur a little bit, and the visibility is is not the best. A very important thing about a motorcycle is the cost, and this bike, it's not cheap. Actually, it's one of the more expensive bikes in its class. It will set you back around 10,000 euros. So it is quite the purchase, but if you are looking for a sporty bike or for a full-on toured bike, the W800 might not be the best choice. But if you are looking for a blast to the past, for just a fun-looking and a nice-looking retro bike, yeah, this is the one in my opinion. I really like it, and it's been a pleasure to drive, and I hope I can drive it again in the future, and hope to see some riders on the road. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something. Yeah, if you want to keep up to date, like, subscribe, and hit that ring icon so you get notified when we upload new content. A lot of fun things coming. And also a big shout out to Kawasaki for letting us test these motorcycles. We'll be back at the Kawasaki Tour 2024. Thank you so much, and see ya.